Chapter 7, The Beginning of Something of Intuition by audiobook The Mighty Reggie. The beginning of intuition, it was still somewhat like he grew up understanding that all math wasn't just math. Had proportions and physiologies of different compounds, of storms, of fruition. This intuition led to all type focus groups. Like, he stayed focused on the matter at hand. He really did what he could to survive. There wasn't much you could say to the cat in some days because he knew what he knew. And wasn't nothing above it. Wasn't beneath it and wasn't nothing above it. He did what he had to. Like, life played out all type physiologies, like arithmetic, passion, all his love for life. He knew somewhere in there he had to graduate at being number one at everything. I mean, it was a graduated step. Whether it be football, graduation, being a Kappa, doing R&B shows, playing at the NFL stadium. Yeah, it all came back to being number one. What does it take to be number one? And in this intuition, he looked upon himself as if it was a far distance from his soul. His soul was somewhat reverence as the classical reverence piece to the greats of history. Like, they're all type mathematicians, spiritual realistics, but at the same time, this cat embodied his own substance. He was his own addict to, like, getting it out as a scapegoat. He made many ventures into, like, getting away. He never quite made it over the top, but he wasn't just all the way at the bottom some days. He could, without a doubt, make it into whatever he wanted to make it into. It's kind of like being a professor. You go into a subject, you teach it, you learn it, you study it, and you memorize it. Well, Reggie had memorized different calisthenics, different gems, jewels, all type relatives that just passed on to an equilibrium of jewels. Like, when I say jewels, he was concentrated. He worked from top to bottom, never bottom to top, because it was at the top of the goal is what matters most. For him, that was just his intuition, just to live, to stay alive.